The following is a true story that happened in India many years ago, and it gave rise to one of the most popular songs in Christian circles today. So now let me tell you the true story of the faithful family and the village chief. To a small village in a far distant land, some missionaries came and converted a man. His family too received the word and themselves became missionaries, serving the Lord. Well, as time went on, more families came, accepting Jesus and becoming changed. But this angered the village chief, and so he summons the man, and before all the villagers, he makes the demand. Renounce your belief and return to tradition. If you beg, it may be, I will hear your petition. But if you refuse, and in your new God you remain, I'll send you and your family down to the grave. Well, the man looks at his family with tears in his eyes. How can we turn our backs on Jesus who died? His wife squeezed his hand. Don't worry about us. Jesus is watching. In him we will trust. Well, with anguish of heart, the man looks at the chief. It is my greatest fear you'd hurt those nearest me. I beg for their lives, my Lord, my King, but I can't deny Jesus. And he begins to sing. I have decided to follow Jesus. I have decided to follow Jesus. I have decided to follow Jesus. No turning back. No turning back. Well, with fury, the chief orders the children slain. And the man sinks to his knees, and the wife faints in pain. Their two children were the first martyrs for Christ. But now the chief turns his anger toward the wife. Get her up, men! Draw your bows. We'll see how deep his loyalty goes. Renounce this Jesus, and your wife will be saved. But if not, then she will share in your children's fate. Well, the man looks at his wife, and holding her gaze, he sees through her tears a smile form on her face. The man turns to the chief, weeping but determined. Jesus died for me. I will never desert him. Though none go with me, still I will follow. Though none go with me, still I will follow. Though none go with me, still I will follow. No turning back, no turning back. The arrows strike his wife in her heart. Sobbing he holds her as her life departs. But looking up at the chief, he reveals no hate, only pity and sorrow appear on his face. The chief pauses a moment. His spirit is touched. Return to our gods. You have suffered enough. I'll give you one last chance. only this Jesus deny. He's just a dead man, you don't have to die. Laying his wife down and closing her eyes, the man stands and faces the chief one more time. Jesus died for all, we're cleansed and forgiven. And though he slay me, still I will trust in him. The world behind me, the cross before me. The world behind me, the cross before me. The world behind me, the cross before me. No turning back, no turning back. Reluctantly the chief orders him to die. His body falls, and with his family he lies, sleeping until Jesus shall come again, when he'll rise to be forever with them. While the village is silent and holding its breath, the chief wonders at the family, faithful till death. The looks on their faces he'll never forget. Who would die for someone they had never met? There must be some power with this Jesus God to enable the family like that to stand strong. And that thing about being cleansed and forgiven, is it true he can be free from the guilt of his sin? He had heard about heaven and a life filled with joy, but he thought it was all just a made-up story. But now in the character of this family he sees that Jesus is real, and in him he believes. Bitterly he cries for the crime he has done, and he pleads for God's mercy through the blood of the Son. The whole village too, in mourning for sin, give their lives to Jesus and decide to follow him. I have decided to follow Jesus. I have decided to follow Jesus. I have decided to follow Jesus. No turning back, no turning back. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb, by the word of their testimony, and they loved not their lives until the death.